A week ago, I was a certified couch potato, so I went to the extreme and tried to get 30,000 steps every day for 1 week, starting with day 1. Let's just say I started off feeling pretty excited, a feeling that quickly went away. Let's just say I had absolutely no idea how many steps 30,000 steps really was. 30,000 steps. This is basically a half marathon. This is the distance David Goggins used to run. And I am a certified couch potato. What was I thinking? I quickly realized that I was not on pace to complete 30,000 steps. But this was only day 1. I mean, come on, I couldn't fail on day 1. I did a couple mile walks throughout the day, and then I speed walked through Costco like a maniac, literally circling the cart trying to get steps in. That night, I went to the gym thinking I could get an easy 15,000 steps on the treadmill. I was wrong again. For about an hour, I was questioning whether or not I should continue on with this challenge. I mean, I do have other things to do in my life. Honestly, I just needed to prove to myself that I can and will do things I set out to do. I was so tired, I kept having to take breaks. It was 11 o'clock, I felt like I've been walking all day, and I kind of have been.
I am officially done. I got 30,000 steps. It is 11:53 and I am going to bed.
My body hurt and I was seriously questioning if I should continue on. Day 1 was complete, I got 30,000 steps. But now let's talk about the toughest day, day 2. So on day 2, I woke up the most sore I've ever been in my life. It was brutal. I didn't think I could get out of bed. My left hip hurt, my back hurt, my ankles hurt. It was brutal. To add on to all of this, these are the only tennis shoes I own. The soles are broken and in multiple places. They are not in the best of shape, and I don't think that helped me much. I wanted to make day 2 better than day 1, and I didn't want to finish at the last moment. I started walking around 1 o'clock today and set off for a long walk. I walked so much. Podcast in my ears. I was enjoying the day. I primarily walked around a shopping district, so I could window shop, and that really made the time fly by. Through listening to podcasts, I realized that happiness can be found in anything. You just have to decide to be happy. Today, the happiness was the pain in my feet, the ache in my back, because I was doing the thing, even if it was hard. Because my body is capable of walking so far with no training. Because I finally kept my word to myself, and because I have the opportunity to do this challenge. This mentality stuck with me throughout the week. I walked for a while longer, trying to get as many steps in as possible before 5. And then I went to Target, tried to get a lot of steps in there, walking around the aisles, and my boyfriend talked to me and said that I don't have to do it, I don't have to continue. I was basically waddling on the treadmill at this point. This was brutal. I tried walking at 3.5 miles per hour, and I still had so far to go. I was there for about 2 hours. The first hour wasn't bad, but then the war started in my mind. I was thinking, is this dumb? Should I even continue? I'm only on day 2. I'm only on day 2, and it's already this hard. I kept pushing. I had to frequently take breaks. I just wanted to go to bed. It's 11 o'clock now, and I still have quite a few steps, but I should be able to finish. I wanted today to be different, but I kept pushing. 11:30 comes, and I don't have as many steps as I thought I would. Will I make it? Is it worth it? I mean, I think I might be able to do it, so I decided to keep going. I had to up the speed to 4, which is really quick for my little legs. My hip hurt. Why am I doing this? It's 11:50. I still have 1,000 steps to go. This rate, I'm not gonna make it, and I'm wondering, like, is everything I've done for nothing?
I literally need to give up so bad right now.
Am I gonna let this be for nothing? 11:55, I decided it would not be for nothing. And although I hate running, I'm not a runner at all, I had to run. My hip hurt, my back hurt, but I need to keep going. 11:57, I need to keep going. I had to increase the treadmill to full speed, like 6 miles per hour, which is incredibly fast for me. I had to push through. It's 11:58, and I'm still not there. And I'm wondering if I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna be off. It's gonna be so close. 11:59, I accidentally pulled the treadmill safety. The treadmill stopped, and I do not have time to restart the treadmill. So I literally hopped off the treadmill and ran back and forth in the gym as quickly as possible.
30,000 steps for the day. Literally finished at 11:59. Not even joking. Oh my goodness.
This was the toughest day. It was brutal. I had a mental war in my mind. Today, I persevered and got 30,000 steps by 12 o'clock. That was a rough day. Day 3, I woke up the most sore I've been during the entire challenge. Actually, the most sore in my entire life. I had never felt this way before. Literally did not know if I could get out of bed. Luckily, once I got moving, it got so much better. My left hip still hurt, but not as bad as the day before. I got coffee and took a short morning walk. I realized that when I have something to look forward to on my walk, it makes things a lot easier to start, plus I enjoy it. And I took a longer walk and took public transit and seen something that made me think. There was an older guy in a wheelchair. He was immobile. The joy on his face of him being able to see the colors of the leaves and the other sights through the windows was beautiful. I haven't seen someone exhibit that much joy in a long time. I know I won't be able to do this forever. If I'm lucky, I won't be able to do this forever. One day, I'm gonna be older, probably somewhat immobile, and my body won't be able to take me to see such beautiful things. So today, I tried to smile at everything. I like this little life of mine. I get to see the colors of the leaves in fall, and I tried to take pictures of moments I found beautiful. I found myself stopping to look at the flowers and admiring the colors of the leaves. If I stopped walking, I would get incredibly sore, and I found that my step count at 5 o'clock determines the rest of the day. At this point, I should have at least 15,000 steps or 6 miles. Tonight we walked to get pho for dinner. It was a little bit more than a mile away, so it was a really good walk. And once I got home, I walked a bit more, but I found myself dreading the treadmill. So I did my best to avoid it, and I found myself really loving destination walks. Walking to get coffee, walking to get lunch, walking to get dinner, just walking different places. This made things a lot easier. I found a block that I could walk around that was pretty safe at night. There was always people around, and it was about 700 steps around, so I kind of just repetitively walked around that block to get the rest of my steps. It was repetitive, but busy with people, so that made things more interesting.
I only have a couple hundred more steps to go and then I'm done. And it's only 10 o'clock.
Today I got done at 10, so it was so much better, and I started finding joy in each step.
I am feeling so good about this challenge. Mentally, physically, everything has been easier today. I'm really glad I pushed through and I did it on day 3. Tomorrow will be day 4, which is insane. I am just so excited.
So day 4, I woke up and I surprisingly wasn't very sore. My hip didn't hurt. I was like mildly sore, but nothing like before. My body is starting to adapt and it's starting to get easier. I got my coffee and went for a walk. The new winter flavors brought me some joy today. It's really the little things. I felt a lot more prepared for today. I kind of had a better sense of what 30,000 steps really was, and now my body could handle it. I walked around and explored my city. I ventured to places I haven't been before. I had a really good day. I walked around a while more. It was beautiful.
Today is day 4. I am still walking, but just take a moment to look at how pretty it is.
I felt so much joy. I found another walking place, a few of them actually, and I felt lucky that I get to walk these 30,000 steps. It was actually the highlight of my day. I was ahead of schedule, 20,000 steps by 5 p.m. and my boyfriend started supporting me with nightly walks. We walked about 2 miles, which really helped. I still had 1 mile to go, so I walked around the block quite a bit more, and I decided to reward myself with a cookie. Day 5, I barely felt sore at all. At this point, I felt like a pro. I got my morning coffee and did a mile walk, but today the sores and blisters on my feet were getting pretty bad. Today was one of the coolest walks I've done so far. I focused on exploring new things, and what a privilege that was. I decided to walk and use public transit to get to the art museum. I went to the first one. It was smaller than I was expecting, but it was still really cool. It had a cute cafe I discovered that I really want to try someday. And I started walking to the second and larger art museum, and I stumbled upon my new favorite place. It was this beautiful art school library. The vibes were cozy and great, and it's actually open to the public. It's somewhere I'm excited to go and get inspiration. I then went to the bigger art museum, and it's free! I walked through the museum and seen Picasso and Monet. I even saw a mummy. Like, what? Is this even my life? Then I stumbled upon this place. A place I came back to film my reflections. At night, I still had quite a few steps to go, so I circled the block again, and I got a cookie and ice cream as reward. It was a really good day. One of the best. Day 6, and I had this really cute cafe I wanted to go to. It was about 2 miles away, so it was a pretty long walk. But this helped me get a ton of steps, and it was kind of fun being excited on the way. But today I had to keep stopping because the blisters and sores on my feet were so bad. Like seriously, my blister looked like this. Insert image on screen. I had to keep stopping on my walk to take a break, and then I had to actually take my shoes partially off to walk the rest, but this did help quite a bit. There was a lot of people out today, which made the time go by, and every day is getting considerably easier than the last. I then walked 7,000 steps in a studio apartment, 20 steps each way, back and forth, back and forth. It was repetitive, but I didn't have to wear my shoes, which helped a lot with the blisters. And I finished the day. To the final day, day 7. I walked about 5,000 steps in the morning in a studio apartment, back and forth. It was boring, but less dreadful than a treadmill. It was a hard day for me time-wise because I had a 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. church commitment. And then it was also freezing outside today, like literally freezing. So I tried to get a lot of steps inside, and I tried to do like just walk back and forth the studio apartment more. I did this for a few hours, but I just didn't feel like I was getting enough steps quick enough to be able to complete it. So I ended up bundling up to finish it. I thought today would be harder since I couldn't spread out the time as much, or because it was cold, but it ended up being one of the easier days. I could actually walk a lot longer than I could in the beginning. I didn't have to take as many breaks at this point, and my endurance definitely improved just in 1 week. I could walk for hours, and I did. I spent a lot of time thinking about this challenge and just how much has changed in the last week. This is the reset I needed. I feel like I actually believe in myself again. Now let's talk about the reflection. Over this week, I walked over 200,000 steps, or about 84 miles. Insane. This is so much more than I thought it was. One of the probably primary questions is going to be, did I lose weight? For this challenge, weight loss wasn't my intention, but through walking, I burned an extra 5,300 calories, which equates to about 1.5 pounds. I am very small and short, so you will probably burn a lot more calories than that. I'm gonna link a calculator below if that is your intention, but this was not my intention, and I got cookies and extra treats along the way to kind of motivate me to continue on. My intention was believing in myself again and pushing myself to do a hard thing. Would I do this again? Maybe. It did get me out of my rut, and I did start believing in myself a lot more. But this is probably a bit more extreme and intense than I need. My days were centered around this, and I spent a lot of time walking and recovering. It would take me about 6 hours a day to get my steps in. And I have other things in life I want to focus on. What did I learn? I tried to talk a lot about these in the video, but I'm going to summarize them here. Happiness is the sores on your feet. If you can be happy about that, then you can be happy about anything. If you can find happiness in the sores on your feet, then you can be happy regardless. Things get harder than easier. It's the same graph for everything with the valley of despair. And I'll put that graph up here. You've seen this when day 1 was okay, day 2 was extremely hard, and then after day 3 it started getting increasingly easier. I adapted, my body adapted. Life really opens up when you do. I tried new things and I got new experiences. I found new places, I got to explore. Try and smile. Smile at the autumn leaves, smile at the people passing by, smile at the ordinary things. And if you do that, they become extraordinary. You can do it, even if you think you can't. Even when people tell you it's okay to stop. Push through and believe in your ability to overcome challenges. You might be wondering, what's next? I am not going to be continuing 30,000 steps a day. It's a little bit drastic for my needs, but I don't want to lose the traction. I'm hoping to do about 10,000 steps a day and walk outside when weather permits. I want to keep exploring and get out of my box a little bit. I think I spend too much time inside, and when it's beautiful like this, I want to be outside. I plan on making more videos where I push myself to be better and take you along the process. If you like this video, please subscribe, and I think you might like this video too.